Welcome back to Watching Film with me, Seth Varnadore. I was a former high school and college football coach for nearly a decade. This season, I've joined the Alligator Army to break down Florida film. And since Florida has a new coach, we're going to be breaking down his film. So before they play for the Sun Belt Championship this weekend, let's take a look at what Billy Napier likes to do at Louisiana. We'll start with his defense. And there's not going to be as much here because it certainly seems like he's bringing in a coordinator. So this may not be the same defense. I just wanted to kind of show some style from some of their games. So I've got um, some more for the offense because it seems like he may be the play caller there. So that it would be a little bit more relevant to what you're going to see out of Florida next year. But for the defense, I just want to show style. I think one thing that Florida fans will like is that he is not afraid to play an aggressive style of defense. There will be this year's Appalachian State game, the Iowa State game from last year, the Texas game from this year, and the App State game from last year. So 4 games for this film review here, but we'll start with a few bits of the defense. You see, they bring blitz. They're not afraid to play man coverage. Here, they force a turnover early, end up getting points out of this, and kind of put this game away in the first quarter here. But interesting thing here, showing 4 up front. He's actually going to drop out, and we're going to bring the 4th from this side, and we're able to get a free rusher there. You got 2 for 1 there. You're able to get a free rusher on the quarterback, only rushing 4. If you watched my earlier video this week, you heard Riley Reed, who's a defensive guru, talk about that's something they do really well is kind of show and then bring blitz from a different side than they show initially, but they're able to get pressure and only bring in 4 guys. So here's a good example of that. Here's a different coverage right here. So they're playing man out here, and it looks like they're playing you have 2 guys playing number 2. So he's got eyes on 2. He's got eyes on 2. He's outside leverage. So I'm assuming if 2's out, he's got him. 2 goes in. He comes down there. So you see here, but to the quarterback, they have a slant called here. To the quarterback, it looks like I got open grass right here, big lane to throw it to. But he's actually got eyes on 2. So he's going to drive on this ball and force an interception here. So right here, he thinks I got an open receiver, which you don't see off screen. The safety's driving on this ball, gets there right as the ball gets there. The receiver's not kind of alligator arms it a little bit here, anticipating the hit. But you got the quarterback to throw into a tighter window that I think that he assumes he's going to get there. Force an interception. Again, you see they played App State pretty good earlier in the season. You can see the score there. This one I put on there just because I think it's a nice to see just a competent like run fit where guys are playing downhill. There's no hesitation. I'm playing this gap, I'm playing this gap, and I'm going to come fit this gap right here. Ball bounces back to me, bang, I make a play at the line of scrimmage. So I think his teams on both sides of the ball look like they're pretty well coached. Here's against Iowa State. This is something they like, this blitz against their pass protection. So Iowa State, you can see, is turning 4 this way. And they got 1 and then 2 if you include the back here. So here's my 1, and now I'm going to bring 2 and 3 behind him. So I'm kind of going to overload this side, get the slide to go this way, overload that side, and then also drop. I'm going to drop him back. So again, I'm not having to rush a ton of guys to get pressure. Right here, gets free late. And then also, you notice if you're looking at the coverage, they're not afraid to play up with the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4 right here. They're not, 10 yards off the sticks and pedaling. They're playing in their hip pocket, running with them, playing some aggressive coverage here. Same blitz here. right? Show, drop, slant. You see they got the slide turn this way, and now you got your two extras adding on here. And again, coverage on the outside. They're able to get this ball off. 4th and 5. I mean, right up in your face. Good technique. Great break on the ball. No penalty. Off the field on 4th down. Same blitz coming here again. They obviously liked what they saw. This is called an incomplete pass there. The ball hit the ground. But working a back against this protection, understand the defense or the offense's protection rules, using that against them. Maybe he thinks I got to throw hot too, and now you're dropping a guy right here as well. So you might be able to sneak some interceptions that way. He works it outside, but you're playing pretty good coverage there. You got to make a great throw, which he does make a pretty good throw there, but doesn't make the catch. Similar thing where it looks like I'm going to show blitz from the field here. Some posture like I'm going to blitz and then actually bring it from the boundary. In jumps inside, stems inside. He's coming off the edge. Back has to pick him up. But you're able to get free, force a tough throw, and again, you're playing tight coverage. To me, when I watch them play, I think they're well coached. I thought this was a good game, especially if you want to see how they play defense and their kind of relentless effort. I shouldn't say that word, I suppose. But they're they play hard and they're physical. This was a good game to go watch. If you watch Iowa State from last year, wasn't the best game for the offense. Offense did some things, but this ended up being a pretty good Iowa State team right here. And now here's you combine a blitz here with the game up front. So there, I'm going to wrap inside here and then bring it off the edge as well. So really a lot to deal with here. Good defense again. So, and then a final one, snap gets caught a little late, but you have an end starts out here. You're going to get some moving. So he's going to go inside. Tackle's wrapping around. End up there is going inside. And they're going to bring this linebacker all the way around. So you're getting some games up front here. And he's able to beat the tackle around the corner, make the sack there. So I think you'll see an aggressive defense is what he likes to play. Offensively, everywhere he's been kind of a run-first guy. This seems to be the base play, at least it is for Louisiana. I haven't gone back and watched a ton from before. Arizona State might be relevant. I don't know how much the Clemson stuff is relevant because football's changed a lot since then. So, but wide zone, super popular play all over the place. Loves to run it with motion. That's the other thing with this offense. You're going to see a ton of motions and shifts and confusion for the defense, make them have to adjust to different formations on the same play. Really, really good stuff. They remind me somewhat in scheme to what Alabama was doing under Sark a little bit. Not as much RPO, I don't think. More play action stuff, but shifts, motion, trying to get guys catching the ball on the run too is something they do that we'll talk about in the passing game. But they're really good at blocking this wide zone. So wide zone, we'll see it here. We'll get a really perfect example coming up here against Texas, but you see it. We're looking for, so we'll just go ahead and break it down here. So wide zone, stepping horizontally. I'm looking for horizontal displacement to create vertical seams in the run game. So as I push these guys this way, it's going to create a seam for my back. He can either keep it outside if it gets reached or one cut. You always hear about one cut runners. And this is why their running back last year is starting for the San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Shanahan right now, because they do a really good job teaching this and teaching the backs how to do it, right? So right there, I'm taking the ball wide. Gets upfield. There's the vertical seam gets created right there. That's where I cut it back and get vertical. There's a great example of it Here it is again, and they will run the quarterback. I don't have a ton of that in here because the games I watched, they didn't do it a ton. There's a little bit, but they will run their quarterback. They'll let him keep it on his own reads and things like that, and they'll design some runs, which I do have one coming up here. But when you do that, you use motion here. Motion the tight end out here, make it look like screen. They've got to match numbers out there. So they bring the safety over to match numbers. He's eyeing it because it looks like they're playing some coverage where I'm getting depth. And you got to slow play it for the quarterback here. So what does that create? A nice vertical seam for the back right here. Stick his foot in the ground, get vertical. And I believe that's the guy that's starting for the 49ers this year. Vertical seams in the run game. Here's a really good example of motion. They're running with emotion. Right there, hit your track. Hey, if they never force you vertical, hit your track and then take it down the field. This is a really good example of it. The offensive line for him is really well coached. I know he puts an emphasis on the trenches. They've got two guys in the NFL right now. Over the past couple of years, I think they've got a couple more that seem like one of their players got. I think their tackle got the Pro Football Focus Sun Belt Player of the Year, so he's having a pretty good year. They've been up for the Joe Moore Award, which is awarded to the best offensive line unit in the country. They've been semifinalists, I believe, 2 of the last 3 years or the last 2 years in a row, something like that. So really well coached up front. And here's a really well executed wide zone, right? Everybody stepping this way. Horizontal, looking for horizontal displacement. He's tracking here. So right there, good job. They're going to get off this and work that up there. That's pretty good right there, getting up to this backer. It looks like right here, like this backer's going to scrape over the top and make a play. Look how they sort that out really well. It's a sign of some pretty well-coached guys right there. Just gets enough of them. The back is free. You got your receivers blocking downfield, doing a good job. Really well drawn up and a great angle here to watch this beautifully drawn up run play here. Let's get it full speed one more time here. So really well done. Wide zone is kind of really popular in the NFL right now. McVay, you heard McVay, the Shanahan system, all that kind of stuff is predicated primarily on wide zone stuff. There are some elements of that in this offense. They use the jet sweep and that kind of motion as well. And here's one they'll run the quarterback. It's basically just wide zone. Now the back can lead up to. You can run your quarterback. It's not something they go to the well on, but they will use it. Then they'll also add, so we see the tight end formation. They're primarily, I think, 12 personnel. So 1 back, 2 tight ends, and 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. In 11. They'll run some split zone with it. Same thing. Now I got the kicking out the backside end here. And they'll do different things with it. And we'll see that in a second. But still the same thing. Pressing horizontally for vertical seams, get vertical. They could be running some inside zone as well. And I know they also run duo, which is a kind of a double teams play. I didn't get a great look at that, but here's another one. Wide zone, get horizontal movement, create vertical seams, make it really tough. When you got those backs that can stick their foot in the ground and get vertical, which Florida's got some of those guys, you can really create problems for people. And you see the motion, package the motion with it, and now you kind of get teams. You got motion. So if I'm a defensive player, I've got to be ready for motion here. This could be triple option. I've also got a tight end coming across the formation, so I got to have eyes on him. And now the run comes back the other way. You can see here he kind of folds back in, and now nobody's left. It's just a lot of window dressing and really well designed to kind of make it a little confusing for the defense. Again, wide zone with kind of the split zone there. Nice run toward the touchdown. And you got 3 out, 3 down here, wing up there, 2 guys on over here. So one's covered, can't go out for a route, but just a funky formation that can kind of, and they will get in some interesting formations. So here's one. You see you got two wings right here. It appears they're going to try to wham. So I think they're going to let him free and try to kick right here with this first tight end H-back. But watch back here. You have the quarterback under center initially. They both shift over, and it becomes a direct snap to the tailback. So some creativity, direct snap you see here. Going this way. We're going to release him. So actually, he's the one. Go inside, release him. So it's almost like it's a wham, almost like a trap. They don't quite get this figured out there, but just another little wrinkle. They get enough for the first down on 3rd and 1. Could have been a bigger play. They didn't quite sort it out, but enough for a first down. Then, so you've used the wing for, so right, we've done split with the wing all the way across to the end man. We've done almost more like a wham to where he's a little more interior. And then this one looks like it's almost like an insert lead block here. Hard to tell exactly, but he inserts. It doesn't look like they're leaving anybody up front. So he's there. H-back inserting there. So that's 3 different things out of the same look. So that can be confusing for a defense. And then off that motion, they'll also bring back some counter. So just kind of look at counter. We all saw that. I think we all are very aware of counter. If you watched any Florida this year, if you watch the Florida defense, you know what a counter looks like. Kick out the first, wrap. And another look at it here. Again, with window dressing, with jet motion or orbit motion. Make the defense slow play here. Get people out of position on the second level. Kick. Back does a good job keeping it tight and being skinny through the hole there for a touchdown. So wide zone, counter. They'll do a little bit of the pop pass or the kind of the jet sweep little pass. So you've got wide zone, counter, duo, jet. You've got a lot like a varied, running game, and I kind of consider this a running game, even though it's counted as passing stats. This is blocked like a run typically. So to me, this is a run. It's just a nice completion percentage pattern for you, but this is something just keeps the defense honest, makes them run sideline to sideline. And what happens when you're a really good wide zone team? You're typically a really good play action team too. Because all that horizontal movement, you see these guys flying flat down the line of scrimmage, right? You roll out, you got the boot off of it, right? So motion right here, you don't get the first read. Good job by the quarterback, but you have the guys dragging across the back of the end zone. But this is just when you're a good wide zone team, you're going to be a good boot play action team. You should be. And if you watch the Rams, you watch Shanahan, those guys are good at this kind of stuff and draw up a lot of shots and different things off the play action. And then when you add the motion to it, which I think is something that you see at the NFL level with the Rams, when you add the motion element to it and you kind of make defenses cover the whole field, you can trick them a little bit with stuff like this, especially down in the red area where you're going to get more man coverage. So you might see guys run with motion, or the motion kind of changes assignments a little bit. Motion here, it looks like you're going to get like a wide pop. So again, you start a lot of shifts in motion. So you're giving the quarterback a lot of information when you do this. Outside to a wing. So I see a quarterback gets this look. He's looking for the pop pass here. This is I think this would be kind of considered almost an RPO here for the quarterback. Right here, he's hoping this guy comes up to Phil, and I got an easy pop pass over the top. But he goes back in coverage. Well, guess what? You treat it like an RPO. He covers him. I'll run it. Quarterback gets in for the opening touchdown of the game here, but just a nice little pop pass down in the low red zone. Good productive play, but also you have the option of the run there if they do a good job and cover it. Love play action. the offense that really loves play action. Here's just kind of a simple curl route off play action. But you'll see, I think when you watch this, you see the quarterback looks pretty well coached, the way he navigates the pocket and does a pretty good job. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but just kind of the way he's able to navigate the pocket pretty smoothly and make accurate throws is a good sign. I believe they like to they pair things up. So this is something a lot of people do now, but they'll run one thing to this side and one concept to this side. Sometimes they will also do full field, but I think they also split it up a little bit. So they're not always mirrored routes, or it's not always a full field read. I think sometimes you get a little bit of both. So up top, you just got double slant going. It's hard to tell exactly what you got on bottom. I have a pretty good idea based on what other things they like to run. They love to run flood concepts, and we'll get to that in a second. But right here, just easy double slant, easy throws. But just really the main thing to take away from that is I'm giving the quarterback kind of two looks. Probably open, middle open, cover two look. Maybe you look up here. You got the flood down here is what I think. So it could be where I've got two options. I've been in places where we give options on either side. One's a better single high look. One's a better two high throw. Give the quarterback an option so he can't be wrong on any one. Here, it just looks like to me Y corner off the motion. So Y corner. They love to run flood. This is another, so slant, another staple quick game. Kind of an air raid one. Snag, corner, flat. Just creates a triangle read, right? So you got one here. You got the flat down here and the corner deep. So you really got three guys in this third of the field. Nobody's covering the flat. The quarterback gets to it late after he gets out of the pocket, but it was there for a nice little first down, little wide corner. So just the different look. I think one of their staples seems to be smash, and kind of and they'll get to it a bunch of different ways, but traditionally smash is a hitch and a corner. You can run it different ways, but the key is a guy in the flat and a guy over the top of him in the deep third there of the field, or kind of the deep section of the field in the same third, right? And they also love to run flood routes, which we'll get to in a second. But a traditional flood, we'll just show it here before we get to it. Tradition number one's got to go. Two's got like a deep out or corner route. One's in the flat. We're flooding a third of the field. They love to flood areas of the field. So here, even though I got a hitch, I got a corner, they're also going to bring a crosser here and then a shallow. So they're really flooding. They're getting like four guys in this area, like this from this hash over. You're going to have four options here. So they just flood that area, and somebody's going to be open if you're playing zone. And then you also got guys running across the field to beat man-to-man. They don't pick up the blitz here, but this is an interesting concept. You want to talk about four to the flat here, or four to a side, I should say. You get kind of a shallow cross look here. First of all, you motion the back, come out empty, motion the back across. You're going to have, he's going to be in the flat. He's going to run the corner. So there's your smash look. He's going to end up over the ball, and he's going to be running the shallow cross. So he's got the shallow. So right here, you're getting this in the middle. I think he's going to hook up because of the coverage. This in the middle is kind of the shallow cross high-low. You've got the smash high-low coming here. And the quarterback has time. He's got a window here for that throw, and the receiver's going to hook up. You may even have this corner throw here, or the flat if the corner drops off of it, right? He's forced to he's not able to just set his feet and throw. Has to take a sack, end up missing a field goal. I think, don't get any points out of it. But here's kind of another look at four to a side. So they motion Here they motion from the wing all the way across. So now I got 4 potential receivers to this side. Four, and then we're going to have all 4 of those guys go on that side, and we're just going to run almost like curl flat. Outside looks like he's just going to kind of run the top off, and then I got a curl here over the ball. He's my flat player. So kind of almost a little 4-man version of Hank, but you use that number 1 to kind of run it out here. And let's just watch this one full speed here so you can see. You're going to get this curl over the ball here in this window for a nice 3rd down conversion. This is an old staple. You used to see this in the old Urban Meyer offense. Pivot, dig behind it. So they've got answers for a lot of different defenses. This is kind of a staple you see a lot of people run. Dig pivot. And here's flood. They love flood. So how you get into flood? Really, the idea is flood is I want to put 3 guys in 1/3 of the field to flood this 1/3 of the field with receivers. So go route, deep corner, deep out, and then flat. So I got a guy kind of short. The corner would be my medium, and then the go route is my long. It's hard to tell without the all-22. They may also make that a post route. That could be a tag, or that could be how they do it. So this could be almost like scissors, but it's hard to tell. But they turn and run. They turn and run with a go. Play the corner inside. Just drop it off to the flat there. 3rd and 4. Pick up the 1st down. You're getting some man coverage here, but it's basically the same thing. So, right, what do we say for flood? You had a guy going long. You had a guy medium. And you had a guy short, right? He was coming from there that time, and the medium guy was coming from here, right? Well, as long as we hit the same landmarks, my deep landmark, my medium landmark, my short landmark, it's the same concept to the quarterback, the same kind of read, that we just get to it a little bit of a different way. So right here, vertical, clear this out. They had a pretty good feeling. I think they were going to get man coverage here. How does the quarterback know that? Well, guess what? I'm going to motion my back all the way out there. Linebacker goes with him, probably man coverage. Right? So here comes, there's my deep guy. Here's my medium guy coming across. This release right here. So this is my medium guy. Here's my short guy. And he's going to have a nice inside release here to hold this. So just on release, the short guy is going to get kind of a natural pick there. Against man coverage, you're hitting this guy open, running free. Long guy. Here comes the medium guy. Here's the short guy. Unfortunately, he drops it. But you see here, they're going to end up getting the same spots. Short guy, here comes the medium guy. There's the long guy's gone. But this is really, I think, just to get this shallow on the run. And look at all the space that was created just by, first of all, great job by him. And then he's pushing vertical, and I'm just able to hide underneath these guys right here. And just bang right there. This should be a win right here. You hit this guy on the run. If this is, you're hoping if, Florida's got a guy that you hit him on the run, he can win to the sideline. Not a bad throw. Just drops it. Loses his chance. But well-designed play using the release to kind of get this guy wide open. Here's another look. Same idea, I think. And they could very well be tagging post on this. But you have deep, and he may be going to the post as well. It's hard to tell without the all 22 here. So it could be either one of those. You got somebody coming across shallow, and then somebody coming, or I believe it's him on the shallow there, and then somebody coming kind of that intermediate across here. So if you're going to get some type of man coverage underneath, that's good. If you get zone, right, these guys bite up on the shallow, you can throw it over their head back here. So good throw, good catch, good play there. Same look here, different formation, but it's really the same look. Nobody covers the shallow, just take it right now. But right, it's the same idea. Short, long, intermediate. Easy for the quarterback. And then I've run this probably, I think this might have been a different formation every single time we've looked at this play. So just think about that. The defense, it looks different every play at the start. The quarterback, it ends up being the same read. The receivers, the routes aren't too different, but it looks different here. And here you go. I think same thing. Again, bring the back in. Okay. This gives me a little bit of a coverage indicator. He turns and runs. I don't need to wait for anybody to come back. Just throw it at the back there. Fumbles it, unfortunately. But all right, so here's another one they like to go to. I believe they're running, I believe it's the Patriots look. So Patriots run something with Brady, would run something called Haas Juke, which is hitch seam. Haas is hitch seam. So outside guys running a hitch, inside guys running a seam. He's running a juke. I think he can sit if he has a hole, if he feels like he's matched or in man coverage. Now he can break across the field. I also believe one of these two guys has a middle field read as well, to where he can break it off. And you'll see one where it looks like he breaks it off to a dig against the coverage. So I think they have a little bit of that as well. Here he just takes the hitch. No problem. They're playing off, take the hitch. We saw plenty of teams do that in the past few seasons against Florida. If they don't cover the hitch, take it. Then here, this is why I think they got a little bit, they let them, this one gets caught. The snap gets caught late here, but you have the hitch down here, seam there. He's about to sit down, and then I believe he's got a middle field read. So he can bend it into here when he runs his hitch. So I think he could run the seam, or he could bend it against too high safety look. So right here, bends it. You see the other seam here, the hitch down here. Bend it in for a nice first down here. And then here's a look at the kind of the juke. So I sit. He comes to match me. Right, you see this linebacker. Right now, I'm gonna sit as he comes to match me. I mean, this is something we saw Florida do with Kadarius Toney. Now I'm back across when he comes to match me. There you go. So you have some options here. But this is something I think kind of the final piece of the offense is they have a, I think the downfield passing game is good, or the drop back game, but they really love, when you're a good running team, you gotta make people play on play action, make people pay on play action. Easy for me to say, and they do a pretty good job of taking vertical shots. So here's one where this was the one where I think it's the change up. Not play action here, but we got a nice deep shot here, and then we'll get into some play action. This is the one where it looks like, right, we've been talking about kind of that flood look here. So this one, I don't know if this is every time or if this is called, but he breaks this to the post. And you see safety takes the medium crosser here. They got the intermediate guy, and now you got the deep guy all by himself. Let's watch this full speed one more time so you can kind of see it. You see him making a check there. Safety's going to come across with the intermediate route. You get the shot over the top, put it on him. Big play on first drive of the game. Motion, play action, So what does the play action do here? Well, it's gonna get one of two things, right? This is what they're playing. And first of all, they got a receiver here behind the H-back. Motion him out. How are they going to play the motion? Are they going to bump the corner out? Or are they going to bring the safety over? If they take the safety out, which they do here, the safety goes with the motion. Well, now, where's his deep help? It's over here, covering him. So no deep help means there's your safety. They're trying to rotate back to the middle, but now I've got him one-on-one and all kinds of room from the hash over. The quarterback just got to throw this ball from the hash over. I got one-on-one. Just needed my guy to win one-on-one. There he goes. Hits him on the bottom of the numbers. Big play. There's the safety trying to get it over, but you'll never get there. And then if he does vacate, if this safety rolls back and flies out of there, well, you got a deep crosser coming too. So again, deep, intermediate, short. Give your quarterback options. Don't make it too crazy, right? It doesn't have to be wild. It has to be sound. This is very sound. Motion. You see the kind of the pocket movement? This is kind of what I was referring to when I said the quarterback looks well coached. Here, looks like you got post again. Deep crosser. I mean, I'm sensing a pattern here. After the motion, he becomes the short, intermediate, deep option. Bang, hit your intermediate option all the way across. You cleared it out with that deep route. Good movement in the pocket by the quarterback, keeping his eyes downfield. Pretty good pocket, really. Good throw for another big play. You've been running the ball against Iowa State. Bang. Play action. Don't be afraid to take a shot. Takes a shot downfield. Good things happen. If you're going to run the ball a ton, you got to make people pay in the passing game. This is probably just almost like a three verts where you got these two guys going vertical. So 1 and 2 are both just vertical right down the field. And then he's going to be kind of come across. So if you got a safety in the middle of the field, he's got to make a decision, The play action hopefully holds him here so you can make that an easier read for the quarterback here. So he's able to get that guy up the seam, right down the hash. Good throw. Again, make people pay for playing the run hard. Here's another one. Sell, like stretch with his lead here. He widens and he's kind of playing with eyes downhill. Right? The run gets him to widen. He's playing downhill. Slip the tight end right there. He'd probably be a little bit quicker with that throw. Bang, put it on him. But nice play there for a pretty big gain. They got a little bit of a screen game. There wasn't much in these 4 games, but I'd anticipate them having a pretty decent one, just what I've seen and just a few I've seen here. But that's something that I think really good offenses have really good screen games. And then all this shift and all this motion can kind of get you to confuse some people sometimes and draw some people off sides, which, you see other people do that in Florida. You probably would enjoy seeing Florida do that to some other people. So all that shift in motion can get you some good stuff. All right, we kind of see what they like to do, but I want to show you a couple of things I think Florida fans would be really happy to see. All right, we've heard the scared money don't make money. Well, let's see it in action. Kentucky game this year. Florida gets the ball. Could have got the ball with a couple of minutes left. Decides to sit on it. Right here, they get the ball on. This is first down, first play of the drive. Ball on the 28-yard line with a minute left. Or I'm sorry, this is second down now. Minute left. Ball on the 28. You're down by 7. You could probably be pretty happy if you're Louisiana, never beat a ranked team on the road. You got to be pretty happy being down only 7 at half, right? No, they're going to run almost like a little Y corner here. Completes it. First down. After a drop on first down, you've got kind of almost a shallow cross dagger look. So it's almost like he's clearing it out vertically. He's kind of the dig there, and then you got the shallow coming underneath it for some eye candy. Get the dig here. Hey, look at that. Another first down. 2nd and 5. Here's another screen. We just talked about, I think they're a pretty decent screen team. We didn't see a ton of it, but what I saw was well executed. So here's 2nd and 5. Run a screen. Another first down. You also notice they had 3 timeouts when the drive started. Now they're down to 1 timeout. It's 2nd and 3. There's 13 seconds left. Wide zone. You still got a timeout. Bust it for a first down. Get it to the 5. The clock's running a little low. Spike it. And you get a field goal out of it. Well, would you look at that? Another one. Scared money don't make money. 40 seconds left in the half. Ball on the 35. It's 4th and 1. You're going for it. You go for it. You get the first down. 2nd and 10. 15 seconds left. Ball hasn't crossed the 50 yet. Points may not be super likely. Well, here's a nice another way to run flood. They love that, don't they? Vertical, deep, pivot. This becomes your short guy. There's your bender. Clear it out. Put it on him. 9 seconds left. 7 seconds left when the ball snapped here. 7 seconds left. You probably don't have time to throw to the end zone. Drop it off. Get out of bounds. 3 seconds left. Well-coached team. Kick a field goal. Now you go into the half. It's a 1-score game. Again, 40 seconds. Ball on your 35 or ball on the 35. 4th and 1. You go for it. And then you end up getting points out of it. Then the second half, I love this. The second half, they go down and score a touchdown to make it 21-12. They come out with an onside kick. Not perfectly executed, but they almost catch them off guard. If you're talking scared money don't make money, right? If you want to say that, there you go. And I thought this was the best example right here. Ball's on, there's 23 seconds. Ball's on the 45, it looks like. Down 10-9, a rainy, nasty game. Again, there's that flood look. Pick you up a good chunk on first down. Come back. Pick you up another good chunk on a first down. Have a chance here, but this is a great job by the quarterback here. This is a pretty cool looking play right here. Motion, make it look like I'm flying out to the flat. Actually come back underneath there. Try to get him across. Dig here, and he's going to turn back in here. So if this guy flies in there, you've got that possibility right here. But smart quarterback, well coached, right? Doesn't like it, doesn't take a sack, throws it out of the back of the end zone. You end up getting a field goal. And guess how many points they won this game by? They won by 3. App State missed a field goal at the very end of the game. They were trying to force overtime. So that 3 points right here, that drive, not sitting on the ball, won you the game. And then a couple other things I think Florida fans will enjoy seeing is some special teams play. You go back to that Iowa State game, kick return for a touchdown. When's the last time you saw one of those if you're a Florida fan? Feels like they haven't been as consistent as they used to be. And then a punt return here in the same game for a touchdown. They win this game by 17 at Iowa State to open the season. We all know Iowa State went on to win the Fiesta Bowl, I believe. 14 points off special teams. So they care about special teams at Louisiana. I think, this offense is sound. It's not the most high-flying offense. It doesn't look like Ole Miss's or anything, but they have sound schemes that are proven to work, and they conceptually put things together in a smart way. I think he's got a good offense. If he's going to be calling the plays, he's got a chance to have some pretty good success, I think, with what he does because it's just sound schematically. Is it the greatest scheme I've ever seen? No. Is it revolutionary? No. Is it very good and very sound? Yes, it is. And I think that coupled with his aggressiveness and his use of analytics and things like that will lead him to make sound choices in terms of play distribution, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see how the scheme translates to Florida's players and what kind of tweaks he makes. But this is a guy that's got a pretty sound scheme, and it'll be fun